Hi, welcome back. I'm Alemi from Yeyeo Botanica, and today we're going to do a video on BabaluAye, Orisha of smallpox epidemics. He's also known as Saint Lazarus in the New World. So we're going to talk about him, and I'm also going to show you how to do an offering with him for health. So remember, give me a thumbs up. Definitely comment, get the notifications, and share and subscribe. So let's get started. So BabaluAye, this Orisha, I'm going to call him Babalu in the video. It's kind of like a pet name, if you will. Saint Lazarus, who I have beside me, is who most people know Babalu to look like in the diaspora. His number is 17. His feast day is December 17th. And so what does that really mean when they talk about feast days? These are days that people do special things, special offerings, special works to deal with that particular energy or deity, if you will. In this case, he's a saint in Catholicism, but he is an Orisha from the Yoruba pantheon, also from the Vodun pantheon. So in Candomblé or in African circles, you'll see him look like this. He's covered. He's got his kind of, it's like a baston, if you will. And here, my saint, I put this on him, but that's not necessarily something that you'll normally see. Palm fronds are things that he likes, enjoys. This is a palm frond broom. And I have some that are beaded, but this one is like one that we sell in the Botanica, so it comes unbeaded. We have mariwo, which is a straw skirt made of raffia, which is what he has here, which is really more a traditional African thing, but I like to really adorn him. He has this burlap, which is known as sackcloth. Back in the olden days during slavery, this was used to transport rice and grains. Grains is one of his favorite things that he uses for cleansing. And grains and seeds, as we know, also is representative of wealth and abundance, right? So BabaluAye is an Orisha of abundance. People appeal to him to open their roads, to keep something out and to bring something in. And so in some circles, he is aligned in Voodoo, he's aligned in Haiti with Elegba or Elegua, as being a road opener, one who brings and one who takes away. He also is an Orisha that deals with humility, people's character. Are they being humble? Are they being grateful? Are they not putting other people down? Due to the stories of the past, there are a lot of stories about BabaluAye, but one of the stories in particular that I personally like is, and it really connects to him with the dogs, because he's got some little dogs here. They say that white or light colored dogs are really indicative for him, but he's got two dogs here, and he's got the dogs kind of being companions and also helping to take care of his wounds. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So BabaluAye, there's a story about him that he was kind of like a beggar, like a vagrant, if you will, and that he would be under the table with the dogs of a rich man's table. So whenever this man was eating and he would throw the scraps, Babalu would pick up the scraps and eat with the dogs. So over time, these dogs became his buddies, so to speak. Well, when this rich man passed away, it is said, again, parable and story, that he was sent to hell and Babalu was sent to heaven, and that he sat beside Abraham. And so this man appealed to Babalu and asked him for water. oh, it's so hot here. Can you give me some water? And so this idea of having charity and looking out for people who are not doing well, it's kind of like a reversal of fortune, right? Because Babalu went into the realm of riches, and the rich man went into the realm of loss, right? And he wouldn't even offer him water. He wouldn't offer him anything. And so water is something that is not traditionally used for Babalu, and people who are devotees really kind of get and understand that. But that is not traditionally an offering that you would give to him. You would give him wine as an example. But Babalu, his number is 17, as I said earlier. Sackcloth, the color purple, is one of his main colors, because when he was poor and he was ill-treated, he was taken to the BabaluAye, Ifa priest, and he had to do work. He had to do a cleansing on himself to release himself of leprosy and smallpox and all of these different ailments that he had, because he was cursed by Olodumare, or God, if you will. And I use the word cursed very loosely because it was kind of like punished for living a very loose lifestyle. So there are many stories about him. I'm kind of connecting some stories together. And so you can free to look up a lot of these stories about him. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to get into all the details of each of the stories. But when he was cleansed, he left that land, Yoruba land, and he went to Dahomey, if we're following that particular parable and that particular story about him. And when he went to Dahomey, he was made a king, and he also had 2 dogs that were his companions and protectors. So we see in the New World him as a saint with his 2 dogs who are companions, who are protectors. And here he's dressed like a king, right? He's got his beautiful outfit on. He does not look homeless. He's got gold on his hat. I have another BabaluAye that is filled with a lot of kind of silky purples and burlap and a lot of gold, because he was made a king. Some of the offerings that are very sacred to Babalu, as I said before, are mixed beans, black beans, onions, purple onions. Burlap is totally his thing. His cloth is burlap. His clothes is burlap. I have burlap on. All of this very, very indicative for him. People like to also give him popcorn. He likes different kinds of birds to be cooked and give his offerings, guinea hens, pigeons, things like that. And so in some places people love pigeon soup. And so, you know, things like that, you can give them roasted and so on. So let's go to that. Let's go to give Babalu a nice offering. Here I have his candle. We sell his candle in the Botanica. As I said before, we sell his broom in the Botanica. We've got purple candle, which is also another one of his, my personal favorite. We've got, you know, different statues here in the store as well. So I've got, you can use a larger one of these, which are calabash bowls, or in this case, I'm going to use this because I like to lay things down. So I'm going to put this in front of him, and let's say that I'm doing this for myself, my own well-being. I have a few friends and relatives that came down with the coronavirus, and so it's given me an opportunity to learn very intimately about how this virus feels in terms of the vibration of it. How does it affect people? And because I've seen it affect people differently. And so I want to say a prayer. I want to give an offering to Babalu for them, to him on their behalf. And so we're using the saint. I did a different offering with the Orisha himself in my home, but for the sake of the video, we're going to use the saint because we're still tapping into similar energy, just different frequencies, right? And one day I'm going to do a video on, you know, this whole idea of frequency and different deities that we're called to be with, right? So, got my roasted corn here. Did 3. One of them is going to be an offering for different. So I'm going to put my beans. Now, you can do this any way you want. I like visual. I like things that look good. I think that it's a nice call, right? Things that look nice. You at home, if you were doing this particular work for yourself and not an offering per se, I would say that you should take it and pass, you know, handfuls of this and pass it over yourself, praying about your health, your well-being, your upliftment, and you'd be passing it around yourself, dropping it into the container, right? But in this case, I'm making prayer for other people and myself. So I don't really want to pass it just around myself because it's not just for me. But if you were doing it only for yourself at home or for a child or something like that, you would take handfuls of this, pass it around, making prayer, and then dropping it into a container, right? So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to talk, I'm going to say whatever it is that I want to say, people's names, bring forth protection, health, upliftment, moving this virus away from all of us in humanity. We see his power, we see his presence, we understand that he is infinite, and we ask for favor. Put that down, and I roasted these. You could do this any way you want, right? The only thing I would say is don't burn yourself. I put those in, and you can use as many beans as you like, right? Flip that over a little bit. I like that roasted part really well. And again, you'd be making prayer. So once that's completed, this is a 52-hour candle. In this case, I would just leave it with him, obviously, to be in a safe way. I would leave this here for 7 days or 9 days, whichever one you feel kind of drawn to. Doesn't matter if they're drying up. And after those days, you would then, preferably 7, because it's a good number, and it is one of his numbers. I would then take all of this, wrap it up in more sackcloth, and I would take it to the woods, or you take it and you pour it all by a big tree. So, he is the truth. So I hope that you guys all got something out of this today. My really, really, really special place in my heart for this Orisha. And I pray for all of you, all of your health, all of your well-being. And I hope that you learned something and now you have more tools in your spiritual toolbox to work with. And you get to know more about BabaluAye, Saint Lazarus, the Orisha of health, well-being, and open roads. So, see you next time. Remember to give me a thumbs up, sign up for my notifications, definitely send me your comments. See you next time. Be well, be blessed. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like us, share us with others, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications, and come visit us in the store. Check us out on all social media. See you next time.